I jumped up off the porch. Special.
Yo, welcome to episode 3 of In the Basement. Y'all already know y'all in the basement with the one and only Tot. So, we just gonna get straight into it. I know y'all hear Pluto out there. I don't think it's gonna ever be an episode where I am not up early in the morning doing this. I'm not doing laundry and the dogs aren't barking. So, just some things that don't change and some things, that you will always expect. Excuse Pluto, you guys. So, today's episode is a celibate mind breaking the soul tie. And before y'all click off, I'm not about to preach to y'all about going celibate. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to share my experience and to teach through my experience, to reach through my experience anybody that's probably dealing with the things that I've gone through, because that's the whole purpose of In the Basement. So we're gonna get straight into it. Backstory for this episode: for the past 3 years, I've been practicing celibacy. Give me a second though, because I guess I'm gonna just tell Pluto be quiet. He tripping out there. Hopefully Pluto is done with his shenanigans. But yeah, like I was saying, for the past 3 years, I've been practicing celibacy. It has been one of the best things that I chose to do. It not only helped me return to God, but it also helped me return to myself, return to myself, a clear state of mind, just all areas that I felt like sex is just one of the, just one thing that was taking my mind away from normalcy, for lack of a better word. So yeah, and it is easier said than done. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say it's a walk in the park. Oh, these 3 years have just been easy, no sex. No, because I've had sex, I've sinned, I've tasted the fruit of the tree of life. You get what I'm saying? So no, it's not easy, but anybody that's thinking about doing it, hey, go with your move. Start with a week, progress month, year, so forth. So, could you imagine a world without sex? And I know that's kind of probably insane, but it's not that insane, because all you gotta do is think about before you had sex. Think about how you were before your first time. And for me, I was like, man, I was a whole different person, man. I had always grew up hearing your body is your temple. That's something my mama, she instilled in me early, young. Your body, your temple. Also, she would always say, don't be giving yourself to these little boys. They just won't play the field. So I always heard that. And then I always was the person, I was like, I'm going to wait till I was married. You know what I'm saying? Because, you can't miss what you never had. So what happened? Because I'm not married, and I don't know where I move. So things and I'm pretty sure this is everyone's experience too, why they did it. But for me, it was friends. You know what I'm saying? My friends probably were having sex, peer pressure. And honestly, the final decision maker, what made me do it was, I was like, and I remember saying this, I was like, man, the world might end before I get a chance to do it. So I'm going to just go ahead on and do it. Hey, don't judge me. I was young. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all of those things led me to have sex while simultaneously introducing me to things like lust and temptation. And I didn't even know. I was unaware of what lust and temptation is and how harmful it could be to me. Fast forward, I'm in this relationship, and I just got this urge to go celibate. I don't really know where it come from, but I just man, I want to go celibate. And the guy that I was dating at the time, he just wasn't with it, and he just was like, I could see if that was something you were doing when we got together, yada yada yada, So basically, he was telling me nah, if we do that, if you make that decision, then I'm gonna break up with you. So, yep, of course, you guessed it. I was so like worried about losing him that I didn't even realize that I had already lost myself. I had lost myself. Cause I chose him. I chose him, sex over God. And that's just me being real about it. But I chose him over me because if I wanted to do it, I wanted to do it. So I think I developed this thing called a soul tie. But before we get into that, here's a clip of my dad and his friend cooking red beans. What you gotta say that?
I do it down here. Me and my man real more. I would do it down here. And slab and grab. We lie down petrol lane, 248, 24 petrol lane.
That's right.
We ain't doing beans, we doing chicken.
No limit.
Chicken,
For life.
we doing deer, we do food, we do rabbit, we do crawfish, we do alligator, we do frog.
Well,
we
you
do
do
it
it
all
all.
down here. Now we do it down in the south.
You do it all.
Then it go on, we dig on the bottom. All we gotta do is grow some right. If we gonna let it get out right, pick our whole right out the field, we good to go.
Yes,
If
indeed.
you got chicken in the backyard, laying eggs every day, we do it. You ever eat egg right before? That's how we do it, egg right.
Yes, indeed.
Alright. That was a clip of my dad and his friend cooking red beans, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, the red beans was off the chain. My dad, he be cooking. I'm gonna be incorporating a lot of those clips. So we left off talking about soul ties. And I did my little research because soul ties is something like I recently, like a few years ago, became aware of the concept. So I did a little research, and soul ties are typically formed through a physical, spiritual, social, or emotional connection that can involve deep conversations and complete openness and vulnerability. But more generally, they are blossomed after sexual intercourse. Ding dong. So I asked myself, I'm like, dang, alright, I got this soul tie. And like I said, I wasn't even aware of a soul tie until a few years ago. It probably was after he broke up with me that I realized like how attached I was to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the hardest thing ever. And why was it hard? Because like from a definition, it's like they form from a emotional connection involving deep conversation and complete openness and vulnerability. And those are all things that me and this guy, like, he knew everything about me. You know what I'm saying? I allowed him to learn everything about me, to know everything about me, and clearly I didn't know anything about myself. You know, we talked, and honestly, this is really how things like how soul ties are formed, because you get on the phone, just talking, and you getting comfortable with someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, just telling them everything, telling them how you feel, and it's school, you know what I'm saying? You learning about this person, they learning about you. So he was he knew everything about me, and I didn't know anything about myself. I think it's a very interesting topic, and that when you at a certain age, you don't really give much thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how it be, girl, when you're on the phone talking to somebody you like, and somebody you love, and somebody that you can think that, oh, I'm gonna be with this person forever. You know what I'm saying? You basically, because I know for sure, hey, I ain't lying, I ain't gonna cap. I had my life planned out. I saw myself. I just knew me and this dude was gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? And go the whole nine. I also think that it's a universal feeling. It's not limited to gender. So here's a clip of me getting a male perspective on the subject. So I'm gonna quiz your brain right quick. You ever heard of the term soul tie?
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about that in a way of, like, you know, dealing with women and stuff like that.
Soul tie is different because when you soul tie with someone, you know what I'm saying, that shit, it don't really matter who you with, or you know what I'm saying, what you got going on. If this person was to be out your life, you know what I'm saying, for like, say 5 years, you know what I'm saying, and you see them somewhere, the connection y'all gonna have is like it never left. You see what I'm saying? That's soul tie because y'all already joined it together. You know what I'm saying? Within the inside of yourself. You see what I'm saying?
So how you think people form soul ties?
It take years. It take years. That ain't something you can just form within overnight or a week or a month. Soul tie is when you live inside of each other without without that person being around. Like, you know what they got going on. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to call this person and be like, "What you doing?" You already know. You know what I'm saying?
And you think this come from like talking to them, just getting to know them seeing you at a vulnerable state? You know what I'm saying? Like, to get more deep into you, like to understand you at that level. You think it come from that?
It come from all that. It come from any little thing y'all do together. You see what I'm saying? Cause all that go on the list.
Right.
So any little thing y'all do together, that's where it come from. You know what I'm saying? You building it. You see what I'm saying? Every time y'all together, you building it. You building it. And
all right, that was my cousin Jazz, and I'm grateful for him to just give me his perspective. It was actually cool how I got it, and it made me look at him in a different light. I ain't gonna lie, cause he like one of those people. He don't really just express himself. So, like I said before, a soul tie is not limited to gender. You know, he just explained that. So, I think I had this soul tie. So how did I get here? How did I form this soul tie? I was giving myself to someone who wasn't my husband. That's the first thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving myself to him completely, like sexually, emotionally, physically, cooking, cleaning, washing everything, handing my man the pencil, you know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, for real, like I said before, I was allowing him to learn everything about me, and I didn't know anything about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what type of things, like why things made me emotional, why I felt certain type of ways if he did certain things. You gotta understand, in my opinion, I think you gotta understand genetics. You know what I'm saying? Things that are passed down. I think you have to understand household things too, because my situation, my mom was a single parent for a long time. She was married once, so not to my dad, not to my dad. So it's things like that. My precedence of what a relationship was supposed to look like, and also I got caught up in my physical to the point that I didn't know who I was. For real, I didn't know who I was. And it got worse. I had become my own worst enemy. I let the parasite into my temple. And I'm not talking about the parasite being the person I was dating. I'm talking about flesh. You know what I'm saying? The flesh. I was living to please my flesh. And that's one of the reasons why I made this episode. Because we living in a world where everything is sexualized. Everything is sexualized, bro. Like Family Guy theme song say, it seems today that all you see is violence, movies, and sex on TV. And it's so true. It's so true. Women, in music, we are influencing each other like, sex. That's how you get what you want. Sex. And women, we do have power. You know what I'm saying? We do have power like that. We can have power over a man. I'm just being real. Adam and Eve, she got Adam to eat that apple. You know what I'm saying? She got him to eat the apple after God told him, don't do it. So, hey, that's precedence. And now, women are using sex, and men too. I ain't just gonna call out the women, because it's not just us, it's everybody. It take two to tango, so yeah, everything is sexualized, and that's what we see in the media and entertainment, all on the TVs. It's sex scenes on everything. Everything is sexual, bruh. My little cousin, he like 9, and he don't eat hot dogs. I'm like, why? And you know why. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, y'all starting them jokes that early. So everything is sexualized, bro. And so I just want to shed some light, like anybody that feeling like I was feeling like you lost yourself, that you don't know who you are, you tired of just something, like you need to change, you know what I'm saying, you want to change, like, and hey, celibacy, you know what I'm saying, like I said earlier, it's easier said than done. I ain't just gonna say it's been a walk in the park, but it has taught me so much about myself. You know what I'm saying? It taught me so much about myself, and it's continually teaching me things about myself. You know, young ladies, don't let anybody into your temple. And that's go for men too. You know what I'm saying? All our bodies are our temples. You know, we can't let anything and everything get into our body, and that goes not just for sex. You know what I'm saying? Everything in excess, anything in excess could be detrimental. Sex, drugs, money, murder. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to consume everything. And so some advice, some tips, I really know yourself, bro. Like, know yourself. Get to know yourself. Fall in love with yourself to the point where when you do get in a relationship or you feel like you need a relationship, man, it don't matter what that person do. You know you. You know what I'm saying? Who you are in God at first, but who you are to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to depend on somebody else to make you happy, because I see a lot of that these days too. We're in a generation, and I'm a victim of it myself, where I'm putting all my happiness on my significant other. Like, they gotta make me happy. They gotta do this, they gotta do that. No. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Life is what you make it. You know? So we all gotta do better with that. Be more than your body. We gotta be more than our body. We getting, ladies, I ain't lying, bro. Our clothes getting thinner and thinner, more revealing, you know. And I ain't on here being like, nah, we can't wear what we want to wear, because we can. I feel like clothes is a way of expression. You know what I'm saying? We express ourselves, but also we just gotta know, we gotta let the minds wander sometimes. You know, some of the times we get in these relationships and they be dog dudes, but that's what we attracted. You know, and that's just a real talk. I was putting myself out there like a certain way, and I attracted just the type of person that I was, you know, putting myself out there for. So it was on me when it turned out how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? Dude was toe up. I ain't gonna, you know, diss nobody or nothing like that, but like, we do it to ourselves sometimes. And you are beautiful inside and out, regardless. You know, sex is an emotional thing. I don't think it's really physical. You know, I know we like to use our bodies, and, you know, we use our bodies in it, but I think it's a more emotional, and it's a spiritual thing too. Because like I said, with the soul tie, you letting people into you, into your inner, you know, you letting them into your inner person. And hey, anybody you let into that, hey, you better know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're doing, because it's life or death. Literally, it's life or death. And so just returning to a clear state of mind, bro. Ridding lust, getting a grasp on things like lust and temptation. I think celibacy helps with that. It has helped me for sure, because I was a bad luster. I ain't gonna lie, I was a bad luster. I had bad lust issues, for real. Like, sex was better in my head anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's lust. And in the media and entertainment, we gotta do a better job at changing the narrative. You know, let's promote something. Let's promote happy homes. Let's promote healthy relationships. Let's promote safe sex. Let's promote what's the word for having one partner. You know what I'm saying? Everybody won't have hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's promote something better. Cause guess what? Disease is real. STDs are real. Like let's challenge ourselves to promote something. Like, let's promote wholesomeness. You know, like, let's get back to eating. You know, and I'm not preaching, I'm not judging nobody either, cause you point a finger, you got 3 pointing back at you, bro. But for real, I think we could do it. Men, be superior men. We women, we love a man that could control himself, that can handle himself, that's not moved by sex. I know I am for sure. Like, for real. So be leaders. Let's lead. You know, men, lead us. Women, be leadable. If that's a word. No, I ain't gonna say that's a word. That sounds crazy. Be leadable. Men, be leaders, and women, like, be somebody to lead. Be somebody to lead. So we're in the basement. You know, the one and only Tot. This was a little serious episode. But we gonna keep talking about the real stuff. We gonna keep talking about the real stuff in the basement, man. We gonna keep doing this laundry. We gonna keep letting the dogs buck, but we gonna get down to these serious issues. So I'm checking out. It's your girl, the one and only Tot.
The thrill of being real comes with a cost. Painting a picture about the way I was living. Masterpiece in the making, I'm finished with all my scribbling. The loan on my soul, my spirit, paid the interest, got rid of my tunnel vision. Alleviated